What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Love Sports Podcast. Tonight, we're bringing you a special bonus episode. We're talking WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 42 this upcoming weekend. As always, I'm joined by Tom Schultz and making his debut in the loft. Vicious Vic wearing a Pentagon shirt. What's going on, guys?
Doing good. Happy to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Doing well, man. Looking forward to WrestleMania. I think it should be a good 2 days of pro wrestling.
That's right. It's 2 days now, dude. I remember, Vic, I remember back when it was, right, we went to WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. Tom, I think you went to that show,
It
too.
rained, right? Didn't it rain?
It rained. So,
Yes.
from what I remember,
That card was not very good.
it wasn't good. I remember late in the show for the Cena Rock match, right? That was Cena Rock 2, the main event.
Punk Taker?
It started drizzling a little bit, and then it started raining, I think, after the show. So we kind of avoided, like, the majority of it. But I remember...
Was that Punk Taker?
What was cool about that show. Vic, do you remember?
Punk Taker.
Well,
the one match that I remember because it meant a lot to me to be able to say that I saw The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's my takeaway from the entire show.
It was like the only
show.
good match, right? It's the only match I remember being decent.
I was there with friends. I saw Undertaker at WrestleMania. I was happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember that match was good. And then the Lesnar Triple H match was pretty cool afterwards, too. I liked that match. But I remember when we left, Vic, do you remember we went through the stadium? We were on the, Tom, we were on the floor. We were on the, right, where they
The nightmare to get out, right?
Field. So we went back to, like, the coaches club area. All the wrestlers were back there hanging out. Do you remember that, Vic?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Taker came by, like, on, like, a golf cart. Him and Jericho were, like, passing by The Rock. The Rock walked right by us. It was fucking awesome, man. It was so cool.
I remember I bought one of those commemorative cups. As we're walking out, some dude offered me $50 for the cup. I was like, no, I'm not giving you the cup. Like 2 weeks later, I was like, why the hell did I not just sell this cup that is, like, still sitting in my house right now that I don't even drink out of anymore? Like, that was a free $50 right there for some dude who wanted it. And 20-something-year-old me was like, no, I need this cup forever.
The amount of cups that I've collected that I don't need.
Yeah.
Like a Yankee Stadium cup that is dirty, that will never be used. Medieval times, why do I even have that? I don't know.
Dude, I remember when they used to partner, when WWE used to partner with 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven used to have the wrestler cups. Dude, I had like Michaels 5 of them. I remember I had an Edge cup, I had a Cena cup,
I had the Shawn Michaels one still.
It was cool collecting those
I still
stuff.
do have a few wrestling chairs, but my brother has all of them. So.
I still got the chairs too. Yeah, I got the right when we went to Backlash in
Continental?
09?
That would be yes. Backlash
in Rhode Island. I caught Cena's shirt, Tom. I actually caught John Cena's t-shirt.
Damn.
I got his shirt. And then we went to Hell in a Cell. Right, that was Undertaker Punk. Right? In the cell, I believe.
Yes, Undertaker is on the chair. Yes.
Undertaker's on the chair. Yeah, you're right.
I think I'm on that Hell in a Cell. If you go back and watch it, I think we made it on the broadcast.
That's right. I think I do remember that.
Because I borrowed your DVD in college to take it and screen grab all the photos of us at the show. True story.
Folks, go back and watch Hell in a Cell from 2000.
I'll be in a Seton Hall hat, flipped
2010?
backwards.
Right, was that 2010 Hell in a Cell?
Around that time. Yeah, we were in college.
2009. And then 2009 Backlash. You see me and Vic, actually, we're all over that show, actually, that DVD. Or wherever it is now, Netflix or whatever.
Is that on Netflix now? Can I watch that tonight? That might be nightly viewing for me to see you two
there you go.
on
that. Go on there. And that was actually, believe it or not, that was a really good, we are totally off the tracks right now at the show right now, but that is actually a very good show. Vic, if you remember that show, that was really good. We saw like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, like his last match. You remember that? He faced Jericho on that show.
If you watch that show, I basically opened the show. I'm one of the first fans that you see jumping up and down.
Yes.
I opened the show. And the first match, I believe, Christian beat Jack Swagger for the ECW Championship. Right. There was a lot of titles. I think 3 titles changed that night. It was a very big night.
Dude, I remember that show like it was yesterday. I could tell you, like, I remember on that show randomly, I remember Kane fought CM Punk. I remember that was the, I remember Edge and Cena for the title.
That was the light bulb, right?
That was when, Big Show picked him up and threw him through the spotlight.
Wait. Do you remember? How can I test the knowledge here of your memory on this? Do you remember the intergender match on that card?
There was an intergender match on that card?
If I'm looking at the right one, Backlash.
My God. So, dude.
Backlash 09?
Yes.
I actually think I know it, and you're going to freaking rip the shit out of me for knowing it. So, is it Great Khali and Beth Phoenix? No?
You have one participant correct. Beth Phoenix was in the match.
Oh, it was, you know who it was? It was Santina Marella.
Oh.
Yes, it was. Yes. Santina Marella versus Beth Phoenix. I can tell you, me and my friends watching that match, we were not. There was something else on another TV while that match was on. No disrespect to the great Beth Phoenix. Absolutely a shot at Santina Marella.
Yes.
But that was an awesome show. I do remember that show very well.
Yeah, actually, look at
that.
You saw Jericho. Sorry, say that again.
On TNA now. Currently the GM.
You saw Jericho versus Ricky Steamboat. Like,
that was on the
actually
show,
probably an incredible match, all things considered.
Yeah, dude, because that was, you know what that was? That was the show after WrestleMania when Jericho faced like Steamboat and Piper and all that. And they did the whole Mickey Rourke thing.
Yeah. All right, it's all coming back now.
Yeah, that was definitely a good time. That whenever you went to Backlash, you would get the majority of the WrestleMania show.
True, good point.
Yeah. Really, actually, Backlash is probably the show to watch too, because you're getting a summary of WrestleMania. That's a pretty good one to watch too.
That's true. Yeah. Well, all right, folks. Well, we'll come back on the tracks here. So we're talking WrestleMania 42 as we rehash past shows from like 15 years ago. So here's the goal for you guys. You guys have to convince me by the end of the show why I should purchase WrestleMania this upcoming weekend for Saturday and Sunday. I'm assuming now. I don't know. Like, do you have to actually buy both nights? Do you have to buy Saturday and Sunday for ESPN? Huh?
You have ESPN. What is it? Unlimited, Vic?
Unlimited. Yes.
I have ESPN Plus. Is that the same as Unlimited?
So you might be able to get ESPN Unlimited through your cable provider. Like, I have it through my
cable provider.
Yeah,
yes.
I have Fubo.
That's how old we are.
I have Fubo for streaming because, of course, I still need to watch the New York Rangers, despite all the frustrations there. And through Fubo, I get ESPN Unlimited, basically as a part of my package.
So I have Fubo, so I got to look into that.
You have it, yeah.
So literally, I do.
Go into your Fubo account. I think, Vic, you may be able to help me with it. Like Hulu, I think, has some type of deal because that's within ESPN. If you have a cable provider, there's a world where you might have ESPN Unlimited already.
Yes, you also should have it if you have Disney. You should have it with Disney. I get it through cable provider. If you have it, if you have a cable provider and on your menu is ESPN, you will get ESPN Unlimited, but you have to download it.
Gotcha.
What, Vic, you should know this because I probably should, but I don't remember. One show's on ESPN, right?
So both shows start on ESPN. So on Saturday on ESPN2 at 6 p.m.
Yes.
That starts at 6 p.m. and you'll get the 6-man tag match that we'll go over, and you'll get Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu on Saturday. So you get that on Saturday for free on ESPN.
So 6 to 7, I'm guessing?
Yeah, right between 6 to 7. And then after that, you'll have to either go to ESPN Limited or get it some other way. But ESPN Limited is the primary way to get it. Then
some other way.
Yeah, so some other way. If your location is out of the country, then you'll be able to get it through Netflix, I believe.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at this guy.
Then on Sunday, you'll get ESPN 1, the original ESPN. You get that between 6 o'clock and 7. And you get Brock versus Brock Lesnar, former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, former multiple-time world champion, facing Oba Femi, formerly of Nigeria track and field, formerly of Middle Tennessee track and field, former Alabama shot put champion, Oba Femi. So you have two legitimate meaty men.
You got to see this guy, Oba Femi.
I've seen him. I've seen Oba Femi. I know
something.
We'll get into him. He's next up.
We will get to him. You get Brock and Oba for free on ESPN 1 as well as the ladder match.
They're giving both those matches away on ESPN?
Unbelievable. ESPN Sunday cannot miss.
No, honestly, you could argue those are maybe not the two best, and we'll get to it in a minute. I don't know if those are the two best matches on Sunday, but the Oba Brock is definitely the match that I'm most intrigued with. And that ladder match could be the best match on Sunday and potentially both days on the card as a whole. So wow.
Okay, let's get into
it. So let's get into it. We're gonna roll through it, folks.
Yes.
Here. So like I said, the goal for this show, you guys need to convince me to watch Mania this weekend. Apparently, I get it according to Tom, but
you get it with Fubo. You
get
it.
Well, the ESPN Limited. When we get to the other match,
if I get it,
yes.
if I get it, you got to convince me to actually turn it on.
Yeah, turn it on. Yes. We got you.
Okay. Everything that we just told you, you're getting for free. Then we could tell you about the things that you're not going to get for free.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I like that. Now, since it's 2 nights now, do you know, like, maybe you don't know, I don't know, but going to the stadium itself, like, do people actually have to buy, like, 2 tickets, one for Saturday, one for Sunday? Is that it? Wow, they can't do a package deal or something like that, huh?
Well, you can. You could get both nights in, for a certain price, but you do need to buy a ticket for both days. Vic, I don't know if you went to SummerSlam in August at MetLife, but I bought tickets for the second night. If I wanted to go the first night, I would have to buy another ticket.
No, I did not. No, I hope that you enjoyed it.
I did. The first night was better than the second night, but I went with a bunch of kids that used to go to the school I work at that became wrestling fans, and we had a blast. So it was a fun night, as most wrestling events are. But yeah, for both nights you have to buy 2 separate tickets.
Yeah, that was a great show. I did enjoy. I watched both of them. I watched them outside. I watched them outside my brother's backyard. They took the TV outside, and it was a show.
Oh, that's cool.
It was good.
Cool. All right, let's get into it, guys. We're gonna go through both nights. All right, so let's go through the night 1 match card. Let's start on the Saturday night. So, right, Saturday night, from what I'm seeing, the main event, Cody Rhodes, right, defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton. Now, when we say undisputed here, like, what do we mean technically by the undisputed WWE Championship in this case?
I'll let you take it, Vic.
What? I'll answer. That would be in name only.
Okay.
So there was an undisputed champion. Funny enough, he's fighting for the other championship this year. Roman Reigns collected both championships. There's a champion for Monday Night Raw and also for Friday Night SmackDown. So they have 2 champions. And at one point, Roman Reigns collected every championship imaginable, somewhat like Thor. And he was champion of everything. So he was the undisputed champion. And then the championships were divided, but they weren't renamed. So actually, I should correct that. There was a new championship created in the void that Roman Reigns left by beating everybody.
Oh, okay. It's like the anti-Roman championship in a way for the regular guys to fight.
Yes, for the 9 to 5 workers. Yeah.
There you go. So talking about Cody and Orton here. So, right. So Cody, my understanding, right, he's held the championship since March when he beat Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, right? And Orton won the Elimination Chamber match at the Elimination Chamber event, right? And he actually eliminated Cody during the match. So my question to you guys, right? So how's the build-up been? Why is Pat McAfee involved? I saw he's involved now helping out Randy Orton. And give me your prediction. Like, who do you think will win? And maybe your prediction for who should win, if that makes sense. So, Vic, you want to take that one first?
Oh, yeah, I'll take it. So I liked the build very much because it was about a year-long build where Cody was champion. So Randy Orton has been in WWE much longer than Cody Rhodes. And Cody came in really under the wing of Randy Orton. So there was like a mentor-mentee relationship, and everything was fine. Randy Orton was always on top as champion. Randy is, like this is more towards like the end of his career. He's still in his prime, but he's still in his prime, but he's at the end of the prime. So Cody is now surpassed.
He's gotta be mid-40s, right? By now, mid-40s.
Yeah, which by my measure is still young. So, but Cody has now surpassed him and has become champion.
Randy and the guy.
Yeah, Cody is the guy. But so Randy stayed out of Cody's way, and for about a year, Randy would talk to Cody, but look at the title. So Randy had a little bit of jealousy, and he really wanted it, but he didn't want to hurt his friend. Now, Drew McIntyre became the champion, So Randy went for it. And he became number one contender. All was good until the very next week when Cody reclaimed the championship. Now what do you do? Because your friend is champion and you didn't really want to go after him. But now Pat McAfee is involved in it, and that kind of took the year-long story on a left turn.
So how did McAfee get involved?
Randy was looking for a little bit of advice, and didn't really want to go to the place that he's been before. So Cody asked Randy, I don't want the current Randy Orton. I want the best version of Randy Orton that has ever existed. And to go there, Randy had to get really deep into like the angrier side of him, the more vicious, ruthless side that he didn't want to go to. So he picked up the phone and he called someone. Now you might think that he's calling someone that he has a long history with, but he's calling someone who he has no history with. So he called Pat McAfee and asked him what he should do.
Pat McAfee.
Vic, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you believe with all the reception to this, and I guess I'll give my thoughts quick before I let Vic predict who he thinks is going to win. I really was excited for this match, and the Pat McAfee of it all has completely like taken me out of it. It feels like it's more about him. I think that's their way of trying to get some heat on him, which I don't necessarily hate, but it just feels like it's taking me out of it. I do wonder if there is another swerve potentially coming, and if somebody else comes out Sunday and has an impact on this match, and maybe that's who Randy Orton was really calling. I don't know how likely you think that could be. I mean, I'll give my prediction very quickly. I think Orton wins this match in some way, some interference, something. I think Orton wins it. I think it'd be better off with Cody chasing it. I agree with Vic. I think the storyline over the last year, 9 months has been really solid, and I was so excited for this match, and I'm still excited for this match. I think as a wrestling match, this is going to be a really good wrestling match between two of the better guys in the company who can kind of do it all as professional wrestlers. So I think this will continue, and for it to continue, I think Orton needs to win the title. But I'm just curious, Vic, if you think potentially maybe there's somebody else that could get involved, maybe a Kevin Owens type name that could get involved on behalf of Randy Orton in this feud.
That is the perfect person. That would be the perfect person who could have been on the phone the whole time. Kevin Owens does have a history of being friendly with Cody, but he has more of a history of being friendly with Orton, and he would be the man in the middle.
Former tag team, right? They tagged together?
Yes, they had, yes. What I think happened, possibly, is that when Randy Orton did flip the switch and get angry and go after Cody, he got cheered out of the building.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if we're cheering the bank robber.
Yeah.
And I think that possibly Pat McAfee got there to be somebody to remind you that he robbed the bank.
Yeah, you absolutely might be right. That would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense.
So I think it was more, we can't cheer Cody getting violently beaten every week. But to your point, prediction, I think not only should Randy win, I think Randy will win.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I mean, just the way you guys were talking it up, I think based on the way the storyline is trending, I think it makes sense probably for Randy Orton to win. And it's funny, you mentioned like Cody wants the best version of Randy Orton. Dude, 2009 Backlash, right? 2009, that's when Randy was at his peak. We saw it. So
yes, when people talk about prime Randy Orton, they don't say 2007 or 2008. They actually specifically say 2009 Randy.
There you go.
And to Vic's point, like Orton is super over right now. And I think for a guy who's been really like in the background and still doing great stuff, whether it's with Owens or having good singles matches and good singles programs on his own. He's kind of been in the background, and now that he's back in the focal point, everybody is reminded, like, this is Randy Orton. This is a guy who, in an era with Cena and Batista and all those guys, for his era of WWE, will be one of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think fans are happy about that. So yeah, I think Orton should win on Sunday. You never know. Maybe it's Rhodes and they find a way to continue the feud. But this is something I think you can continue past Mania. Maybe it goes on to SummerSlam, maybe Mania next year, depending on what they do. But I think Orton wins it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, just one last final thing. Going into this, Randy Orton, this will be his 21st WrestleMania.
Wow.
He's going in with a 9-11 record.
Oh, okay.
And Cody, he's going into his 13th WrestleMania, and he is 3-9. So Cody not with the hot streak at WrestleMania. Randy with much more wins than Cody at WrestleMania.
That's wild to me that this is his 13th Mania?
A lot of battle royals, man. A lot of battle royals.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Probably, right? Like back in the day when these guys used to get the bonuses for being on Mania. I don't know how the payouts work anymore, but you hear the stories about how they would throw 30 guys in a battle royal, get them on the show so they could get their WrestleMania bonus. I'm sure if we went back and maybe when you start talking, I'll take a quick peek at Cody's recent or WrestleMania history and see what I can find. But wouldn't be shocked if it's a lot of like pre-show battle royals or tag team matches.
Dude, I remember when he had with the mask on when he's facing Rey Mysterio. That was WrestleMania one. I remember.
He only has 3 wins, but when he wins, he does win big. He did beat Roman Reigns for the championship.
There you go.
When he wins, he gets that.
That's a good feather in your cap right there. All right, let's continue to go through the card here. So next match I want to talk about, let's go Seth Rollins versus Gunther. So, right, my understanding of this feud, so Gunther basically randomly attacked Seth Rollins on an episode of Raw, and he pointed at the WrestleMania sign, a la Undertaker, Triple H. So how's the build-up been for this one, and who do you guys think's going to win and who should win? Tom, you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to defer to Vic a little bit on the build because I'm almost positive this thing was kind of thrown together last minute. Rollins has been hurt. He got cleared recently. I think the guy they really wanted him to wrestle at WrestleMania was Braun Breaker, and then he got hurt. So Gunther, I don't remember what the original plans were or what they talked about the original plans being. So I believe the build for this is he's doing a favor for Paul Heyman, and people believe that Gunther is then going to fight Brock Lesnar at some point in the immediate future as his reward for taking out Rollins, and thus try and retire Brock Lesnar. Vic can fact check me on that. But yeah, I mean, in terms of who I think is going to win this match, I think either guy could win. I think both guys, not that they can't afford a loss, but you don't really want either guy losing. But I think at this point, they're trying to build Seth Rollins to be a babyface. And I don't think a loss hurts Gunther. So I think Rollins, if I was booking, I'd probably book Rollins for the win. But I would not be shocked if Gunther wins this match and Braun Breaker, who I believe is cleared at this point, has some type of interference during some point in this match.
I could not have said it better. That really is like right on the money with the build. If I had to cover any kind of tracks just for the company, I would have to say that when Brock first threw out his open challenge for WrestleMania, that Seth Rollins was around, and then it became Oba. But Seth was still in the Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman universe. So he was still in the neighborhood. And Gunther, if he's in the locker room watching TV and he's upset that he can't get Brock because Oba got to him first, maybe he sees Seth as a possible path to Brock. That if I do the favor for Paul Heyman, then I could get to Brock eventually because Oba beat me to it. That's the hard sell.
So Heyman and Brock are together right now again, right?
Yeah, they just rejoined in the last 3-4 months?
Very recently, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that Gunther should win, and I think Gunther will win. That if I put enough steam on Gunther recently where he's retired 3 Hall of Famers in a row, John Cena will went to the Hall of Fame. AJ's going in this year, and he also retired Goldberg. That's 3 Hall of Famers in the last year. A lot of steam, and you can't get the favor from Paul Heyman without actually beating Seth Rollins.
That's a good point.
So Gunther comes into this 1-2 WrestleMania. His one win was when he retained the Intercontinental Championship, but Seth Rollins comes in with a winning record at WrestleMania with 8-6, and he has walked into the ring with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the ring and walked out with the championship of the world. So Seth Rollins knows how to pick his spots. He's really smart, but I just think that Gunther is so hot and he's very motivated to not only beat people, but erase them from the roster.
He beat Goldberg, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
retired Goldberg?
If Rollins is healthy, this has potential to be like one of the best singles matches on the cards. Because you're talking about Gunther for the style he wrestles, physical. He wants to smack you. He wants to lift you, throw you around. He's one of the best in the world at what he does. And as long as Seth is healthy, Seth is probably just, as a pure wrestler, worker, arguably a top 5 wrestler in the world. Now, he's been banged up a lot recently, so you have to hope that he's healthy and he ain't rush himself back too soon. But if he's healthy, if we're talking just a great wrestling match, this match should be up there with any match on the weekend.
Yeah, it'll probably be the best of that night, more than likely.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next on the card that I got here. So I'm looking at, there's a fatal 4-way tag match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So the Irresistible Forces, right, are the champs. Nia Jax and Lash Legend, Charlotte and Alexis Bliss. That's an interesting team. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I don't know her. And then you got the Bella Twins. They brought them back too.
They're back.
So how's the build-up been here? And is there a legit reason why there's 4 teams here? Or is it similar, Tom, to what you kind of said about getting everybody on the card?
Getting everybody on the card, but Vic, you go.
So what's the prediction, and who do you guys think is going to win this one? Vic, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, they're definitely getting people on the card. I would say that the Irresistible Forces, Nia and Lash, deserve to be on there. They are the champions. I would prefer if it was a 2-on-2 tag team match. I think that Charlotte and Alexa have earned it. They've tagged for a while, and credit to Alexa, because Charlotte, not through her own fault, has become an unlikable character through years of winning.
Right.
Almost like Tom Brady-esque, where if you continue to win, people will continue to not like you. So she's a victim of her own greatness. But Alexa has gotten all of the boos out of there. Charlotte gets cheered the second she walks out, and they're a very likable team. They get along very well. I would prefer it to just be Charlotte and Alexa versus the Irresistible Forces. You call it a day. I think that Bayley really should just be with Lyra one-on-one. Earlier in the WrestleMania year, not this year, but late in the year last year,
they were feuding, right?
They were feuding, and she was having episodes where she would have like an out-of-body experience, and you would hear a voiceover come over as if she was talking to herself. And Lyra would get her to snap out of it. So the real story is between Lyra and Bayley, not with them together.
Who is Lyra? Like, what's her background?
She's Irish. She comes from
NXT,
Ireland,
right?
She's with Becky Lynch and Finn Bálor. She's friendly with all of them, and she came up through NXT. She did very well over there, and she's a pretty solid worker.
She's a decent worker.
She had a really fun match at SummerSlam that Tommy was able to win.
That's a good point.
It was a very good match. So Lyra can perform, and she's really strong too. So she's good. But I would just prefer it to be Bayley versus Lyra rather than have them together. And the Bellas, I don't have an answer for you, because they just got back and they're already getting a championship match.
And go.
I don't think that they won a match since they've been back. I think actually Nikki's been over since she's been back.
Here's my prediction: the Bellas win. That's my prediction. The Bellas are going to win. They're going to give them a big moment. It'll get them on ESPN. It'll get them on the talk shows. I think the Bellas win, whether it's because Bayley turns on Lyra or maybe they split the Charlotte Alexa team now. I think somebody's turning on somebody, costing them the match, and the Bellas somehow get their win and get their moment on Mania. I could be 1,000% off on this, but this just feels like a moment where the WWE goes, we don't really know how much we care about these titles right now, even though they should, but this is a great moment for us to get some positive publicity.
I see that theory behind that. I could definitely see what you're
that's
selling.
Old, like that's Vince thinking. Like, who knows if Hunter's going to book it that way, but that's just my thought with that.
Well, I didn't have that. I wish I would have thought of that. But what I do have is I do have that. I think that Charlotte and Alexa should win. I just believe in them more as a tag team. But to be fair, their day might have come. And who I think will win is I think that the irresistible forces will find a way to survive.
Vic, give me the Bella Twins WrestleMania record.
Yeah. So the Bella Twins have only wrestled in WrestleMania as a team one time.
Really?
Yes, they were 0-1. All of these tag teams are making their WrestleMania debut as a team.
Huh. I would have thought the Bellas would have worked more together as a team. Interesting.
No, they were in a lot of battle royals, tons of battle royals.
There you go.
Nikki does have Nikki has wrestled on her own before. She actually teamed up with John Cena in a mixed tag team match, where John Cena actually proposed to Nikki Bella after the match.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
That's our biggest WrestleMania moment ever is Nikki Bella. But as a team, all of these teams are making their WrestleMania debut as teams, except for the Bellas. So none of these teams, as presently constructed, have ever won a WrestleMania match.
So didn't they force, right? What was the idea? Was Cena ever actually planning to propose to her, or were they kind of just like, John, just do it, and like we'll just run it off as like a, just an angle here?
That's $1 million question.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Seeing how it ended, I'm a venture to guess that there were those in the company that were like, hey, you were going to do it eventually, right? Why not just do it now? And then who knows? Very quickly, I have to apologize to Cody Rhodes. He's only been in one battle royal in all those years in WWE. Only a couple ladder matches, but only one battle royal. So Cody, when you eventually listen to this, because I know you're going to, heartfelt apology from me. My bad.
Vic, do you remember, Tom, I don't know if I told you this, we met Cody Rhodes at, remember we went to the Ring of Honor show, Vic?
Yes, I recently showed that picture to a couple of friends, yes.
Well, there you go.
I'm very happy. Cool, yes, I'm very happy that I got to meet him as well as a couple other people as well.
He was a cool guy, dude. I was talking to him for like a good 2-3 minutes. We were just like, he was like just chit chatting with me. Like it was like we were just catching it was like a Sunday at the park or something. Just, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm doing this. I was like, okay, yeah, what's up?
That's one of those indie shows were the best, man. The meet and greets after were awesome. The wrestlers were always super cool.
They
weren't assholes
yeah.
about anything, even though they just worked a 3-hour show and now they had to stand outside and talk to a bunch of people like us and they didn't want to take photos. Like they were all really cool about it.
They were cool,
Cody Rhodes was of all of the wrestlers that we got to meet that night, Cody Rhodes was the only one wearing a suit.
Yeah, that's right. He was wearing a suit. Everybody else was like, I met Will Ospreay that night. He was on the show. Kyle O'Reilly, I met him. Who else did I meet? It was pretty cool. What was Vic, do you remember the show? We're getting off track again, but we've got to talk about this.
About Coney Island?
What was the show we went to in Brooklyn? The Ring of Honor show with New Japan? Remember
that was Coney Island. That was Field of Honor.
Coney Island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was the first time they'd done it there, probably, right?
Actually, and I believe that
was a really big show.
Yeah. I believe that there was a man on that show called Punishment Martinez, who a lot of people know today as Damian Priest.
You are correct.
Yes, he was there. He was there. I remember I shook Tanahashi's hand. I was like, oh my God, Tanahashi was at the show.
Dude, I would have the same reaction.
Dude, his hand was like a freaking rock, dude. That's how hard the man's hand is. I was trying to imagine like getting a smack from him or something.
Jeez, I would have been the same way.
It was cool. Tom, they were all there. Tanahashi was there. Naito was there.
Naito,
my guys.
Adam Cole was there.
Was Shinsuke there?
Who?
Oh, no, he was with the WWE at that time.
No, Shinsuke wasn't there. You know who was there? Shibata was there before. Shibata was there. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think Ishii. Was Ishii there?
He probably was, dude. That poor bastard.
But yeah, there's a bunch of New Japan guys around the card.
Had a bad neck then. God bless him.
So let's continue going through Mania here. So here's the next match actually does intrigue me a lot, actually. So the Women's Intercontinental Championship, right? AJ Lee defending against Becky Lynch. So my understanding is, right, they've been feuding since like back in September, right? When AJ came back. She came to help out Punk in his feud against Lynch and Rollins. And from my understanding, AJ's basically gone over Becky like every time. Is she kind of gotten the best of her? So how's this build-up been? What's your prediction for this match? Because though just from what I have read, it makes sense to me maybe if Becky gets the win here.
Yeah, I'll start with my prediction, which is I think Becky wins. I think she needs a win at this point. The build's been a standard build, but I love this Becky Lynch character. I find it so entertaining. She's so cocky and so arrogant, and I love that in a heel. And she's quite entertaining with it as well. So this feud's been good. It kind of feels like it's run its course now. I wasn't exactly thrilled it was going to be at Mania, but it makes sense. It's built to this point. I don't know how much longer AJ Lee plans on wrestling. Maybe she'll hang around or be in and out with, her husband, CM Punk, being, one of the bigger guys in the company now. But I expect the feud to end on this is Saturday. Expect it to end on Saturday. I expect Becky Lynch to win it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's actually been one of the best builds that they've had on the entire WrestleMania card, because their anger towards each other didn't even start with them. It started with their husbands.
Yeah.
And if your spouse doesn't like someone, you probably don't like them either. And CM Punk and Rollins have a very long negative history with each other. A lot of words have been said over the years, and Becky wanted to stand up for her man, Seth Rollins, and just smack CM Punk right in the face, knowing that CM Punk was never going to retaliate because he's a better man than that. But his wife, also a wrestler, had no problem coming out of retirement to defend her man. So it's two women both defending their men, which is admirable on both sides. But in defending their men, they've learned to also hate each other, and go back and forth with it. I will say that this will be the best women's match of the entire weekend. That these two, Becky is just a different kind of athlete. She's so good. Becky's coming in with a 4-5 record at WrestleMania, and her biggest win was defeating Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey in a triple threat match in the main event of WrestleMania, back when there was only one night of WrestleMania. So she won the main event of WrestleMania over an entire card of men and women, dogs, cats, everybody in between. She won the legitimate main event. So when she wins big. And I think that this would be a very fair way for AJ to go out, especially because AJ is 2-0 at WrestleMania, and I don't see her pushing it to 3-0. I do think that a loss will eventually come. Now, both of those wins are more than a decade ago because she came out of retirement. So you're not going to have the same tank that you did when you were younger. So she's been around for a few months. She might be reaching the end of the tank. I think that Becky does go over. I think she needs it more. I think that Becky should win and will win.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with both of you guys from everything I had read. And I remember, what's funny about that Mania main event, I remember that triple threat match. I remember, Tom, I was at your house watching it. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember, and that was at MetLife. That was the second Mania that they did at MetLife. I remember being at your house, and I remember, it's funny because, right, so for fans listening to this right now, so MetLife Stadium's in East Rutherford, New Jersey. My wife lived in Lodi, which is basically like right next door. And they set off like this huge fireworks display. And I remember my wife, girlfriend at the time, texting me like, "Hey, they just woke me up. Your stupid show woke me up." I was like, well, there's a big fireworks that just went off. That's what's going to happen. But it was funny. But yeah, so that was my, I do remember that Mania. Like, what Mania number was that? Do you remember? Was that like 30? That had to be like 33 or 34.
Yeah, they went back pretty quick. I think it was within 4 or 5 years that they went back.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next match here. Another ladies match here. So the Women's World Championship. So Stephanie Vacour versus Liv Morgan's. Vacour's the champ, my understanding, right? Liv Morgan won the Women's Rumble match. And then from my understanding, Vacour basically dared Morgan to challenge her. The next week, Liv Morgan took out Vacour, and that's kind of how that got started. So how's the build-up been for there? Give me a prediction on who you think's going to win here. And give me Vic, I need you to give me a background on Stephanie Vacour because I'm not really familiar with her.
Well, so she's from Chile, so she's Chilean, and okay. Through her own words, she came out of a country that is not necessarily a wrestling country.
Well, you hear that, Chileans? Watch out. You're not a wrestling country.
Through her own words, she spoke for her own country. It is not the Japans or the Englands of the world that are hotbeds for wrestling. So she had to fight. She felt that she had to fight harder to get out and get her name out. She also appeared, so she was able to get onto television and wrestle for a different wrestling promotion, a different company, and got her name out there as well. And then eventually she was able to get to WWE. Before she could get onto Monday Night Raw, she started working with their developmental talent. She worked out a little bit, and she won a lot, and she really captivated the audience. The audience got behind her, and with their support, she got stronger and stronger and stronger. That's really like the background on her, is that she's more of like an in-ring wrestler. That's really like her bread and butter is in the ring.
Okay. Tom, you want to add to what you think of this build?
Yeah, I mean, this feud was good, and then I think it took a notch up by like a near catastrophe 2 Monday Nights Raws ago. Liv is part of the group. What is the name of the group? Why can't I remember it? The what? The Judgment Day. That's right. Who Finn Bálor was the original leader of. Finn Bálor got kicked out. At one point, Finn Bálor brought in a female wrestler, Roxanne Perez, who was injured and just came back. So they were doing this little promo backstage like they always do at the Judgment Day. And Liv was basically like, hey, Roxanne, like, you're still a part of this, but Finn's gone, is all good. Right when Roxanne Perez was about to respond, Stephanie Van Kier ran into this girl like Sonny Styles is tackling people in the NFL. Finn, she hit her so hard and so fast that Liv and Roxanne collided and their heads collided, and it sounded like a baseball bat hitting something. It sounded horrific. Thankfully, everybody's been cleared to wrestle at WrestleMania, but it feels like the feud's kind of been ratcheted up a little bit through what was an accident, like no real heat there that we know of, but kind of then led to Liv beating the snot out of her on Monday night, and it like feels like the feud's been registered up a notch. I like Liv Morgan. I think she's really entertaining. She's from New Jersey, from Bergen County. So, I'm going to root for anybody from there. And Stephanie Van Kier is really good. Like, she's probably one of the better natural wrestlers in the company. I think Van Kier is going to retain. And again, I wouldn't be shocked if Roxanne Perez plays some type of factor in this, in turning on the Judgment Day. But I really think it would not shock me if Liv Morgan wins the title, because she is someone that they look at as, if she's not a superstar yet, she's really, really close to being a superstar. And I wouldn't be shocked if they're trying to elevate her at this Mania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, what's your prediction for it?
Well, yeah, I definitely see everything that you're saying. That the company really does look to Liv Morgan as someone that they could rely on and trust. Now, Liv Morgan recently released a music video.
I know.
And yes, so she
played on Raw.
Yeah, so she's trying her hand at music. I don't know how trying a new career path is going to affect your main job.
That's fair.
And you don't want your night job hurting your day job. So I think that Liv might be taking her eye off the ball, but I do think that Liv should win and will win. I think that there's a lot more there for Liv that for Stephanie Van Kier.
Dude, I'm gonna have to look up the Liv Morgan music video right now.
Dude, if you were watching Monday Night Raw, and granted, so I had Raw on in the background. I don't know what else I was watching, but I had Raw, and I just looked over, and I'm watching this Liv Morgan thing. I'm like, oh, they're doing like
Trouble?
A video.
Yes.
They're doing a video package for her, whatever, fine. Like 2 minutes later, it's still on the screen. So I'm like, how long is this video package? I unmute it, and now she's singing. So I'm like, I'm so confused. And then, of course, by the time she's done singing, they do the like, this is Liv Morgan's new hit single, music videos on YouTube, blah, blah. And I was so like, just for a 3-minute stretch there, I was so confused as to what was happening on my TV screen.
Who's the other chick that's with her in the video?
Is it Raquel Rodriguez?
Maybe, I don't know. They
Is
showed
it
her real quick.
Is it a tall chick?
Yeah, it's a tall chick, yeah.
Menacing?
Gotta be Raquel.
Is she menacing?
Is she menacing?
Is she menacing looking? Because she's standing there like this all the time. Like that's what Roxelle, that's what Raquel does.
It must be her then.
I'm guessing it's her.
Whoever wins this match will be getting their first win at WrestleMania, because Stephanie Vaquer is making her debut, and Liv Morgan sits at a 0-8 record.
Oh, she's gotta win. That's brutal.
Yeah, I do. Now you can say that she has won one match, but she won that in a pre-show. It wasn't on the actual main card.
So dude, 0-8, man. That was what the Jets were during the season last year for a little while.
No, we were Liv is due.
Talk about wins being due. Yeah, the Jets were like 0-8 at one point last year. Okay. All right, let's move to the next card on the show, which you guys said is on the what do they still call it, the free-for-all, right? Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. My understanding is this is an unsanctioned match.
Yes.
So, right, this is another feud that's been going on for a while, right? Numerous matches against each other. It seems like they've screwed each other over numerous amount of times. So I'll let you guys go into the details for this stuff, because it does look like, at least I've seen since September, these guys have really been waging war. So how do you guys think the build's been, and what's your prediction for the match? Vic, you want to take that one to start?
Yeah, sure. The build's been pretty good. Where it originated a little bit earlier than that, where Jacob Fatu, he was injured and taken out of action, but it was a mystery as to who did it. When Jacob Fatu came back, he immediately blamed Drew. Now, Drew denied it, but he was also happy that it happened, which didn't make Jacob Fatu all that happy that Drew was happy that it happened. And Jacob, being that Drew was happy that it happened, it makes Jacob believe even more that he did it. So in order to even the playing field, Jacob Fatu would go and distract Drew McIntyre and cost him matches and interfere and attack him. Through Drew McIntyre's eyes, he did nothing wrong because Drew believes he didn't attack him. And just because he enjoyed that Jacob was attacked, that should not be enough to warrant punishment from Jacob Fatu.
Dude, it's so ridiculous. Like, I'm just trying. It's like if Tommy gets attacked or something like that, and he questions you, Vic.
Yes.
And it's like, did you attack me? No, but I'm happy.
I did not attack Tommy. You were very happy that it happened. Yeah.
Pro wrestling, man.
So now it's gotten so bad where neither one of them wants to back down. So they are both going to every length to hurt each other. So now they're just going to throw the rules out and let them hash it out like men, go face to face and just figure it out.
Drew McIntyre is the best heel maybe in all of pro wrestling. He's awesome. Jacob Fatu's and Drew's a good worker too in his own right. Fatu's an awesome worker as well. I hope that he's taking the next step. I know they have very high plans for him, Finn. You've never watched him work. You're going to be blown away by what this guy can do at WrestleMania, just as a pure worker. I think Fatu should win. He can take the win. He's the one that they should be looking to elevate. I think this match is going to be awesome. So I'm just looking forward to it in general.
Yeah, nice. Drew comes in with a 6-6 record, with his biggest win being against Brock Lesnar for the World Championship.
I remember that one.
During the pandemic with no crowd around.
That's right.
So, which is tough. And that was really the beginning of Drew's anger, that he had his big moment, but nobody was there to see it. That's what really set him off for the past few years. Now, Jacob Fatu, he's coming in with also a 500 record at WrestleMania at 0-0. So
he's never fought at Mania?
This will be his first time.
Wow.
So I would say that Drew should win, but I think Jacob Fatu will win.
Dude, everyone's record is like around 500. I'm waiting for you to spout out someone's like 9-1 or something like that.
It's not wrestling, sorry.
No, there is someone who has a very big winning record that we'll get to, who's wrestling on Sunday.
Okay. All right, let's and here's the last match on Saturday that I'm seeing here. So the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and I Show Speed, right? And apparently they have Paul Heyman in their corner against the Usos, who have reunited, and they're teaming up with LA Knight. So you guys want to break this all down for me? How's Logan Paul involved here? I'm surprised he's not maybe a little higher on the card.
He's a part of the Vision. So the Vision was Paul, Theory, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and who's the other one I'm forgetting? The big guy. He's injured too.
Oh, yeah, Bronson Reed.
Yes, Bronson Reed. So that was the Vision, and I guess still is in part the Vision. My guess is they wanted IShowSpeed on the show because he's an incredibly huge personality on planet Earth. And to do that, they need to put Logan in. Listen, would I prefer for Logan Paul, the Usos, and LA Knight to be doing something better? Yes. Do I still think this match is going to be entertaining? Sure. IShowSpeed is actually really entertaining and has done a good job with this. I think that the Usos and LA Knight win when IShowSpeed has some type of screw up to cost division. The storyline, I'm sure Vic can touch on it more, is basically like IShowSpeed has kind of inserted himself in positions that have cost LA Knight and the Usos wins and matches, so people believe he's with division. I led to a pretty entertaining spot on one of his live streams where LA Knight took him and threw him through his computer, and God bless IShowSpeed. He sold that thing so well. It was hysterical. I think that's what this match is going to be. It's probably going to be the opener on the actual card. And it's just a match to get some of these guys on the card. And I'm sure they'll all have fun. I hope they all have fun doing it.
Yeah. IShowSpeed's career in wrestling, his career could be summed up really in one word: accident. Is that every time that he is on screen, he somehow, some way ends up in a great position by accident. He was in the Royal Rumble, but after there was a wrestler that was going to enter the Royal Rumble, but they were attacked backstage, and IShowSpeed was a guest. So they needed someone at the last second, and IShowSpeed was there, so they sent him right down to the ring. He didn't even want to be in it.
I remember that. Trips was like, go out there, go ahead, we need you out there.
He got broken in half on a spear.
Nothing but respect for IShowSpeed.
Yeah, literally. He got broken in that bump he took. God bless him.
And IShowSpeed is now in this match also by accident, because he was ringside and he was hanging around, and there was a punch thrown by accident. The wrong people got hit, and the Usos, who were the former tag team champions, they had the titles and they lost them through accident.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So that basically ties everyone together, that everyone accidentally hit everybody and it cost the Usos the championship. Now, if you were to take any one of the three competitors, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, or LA Knight, anyone on that side of the ring, that one person would have more ring experience than the entire team on the other side of the ring. When you add up IShowSpeed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul, all of them combined would have less experience than any one of the other people. So the experience side is completely to the Usos and LA Knight.
But what about doesn't the Vision have Heyman with them though? How much experience?
That is true. Well, now if I'm going to go with the accidental theory with IShowSpeed, I do believe that Logan Theory and IShowSpeed will win through accident, where IShowSpeed gets the pinfall victory, and he might actually be unconscious while doing it.
I like that. I like that. That would make a lot of sense. I like that.
And you know what? And I would be more than happy of a 30+ year wrestling fan. I would be more than happy for IShowSpeed to go 1-0 at WrestleMania. He has earned it. Nothing but respect.
So here's a question then to close out night one. We might go down another rabbit hole with this one, but Jey Uso, wasn't he the champion at last WrestleMania?
Yeah, so Jey Uso is 6-5 lifetime at WrestleMania. He has been the champion at WrestleMania before. In fact, one of his wins came against his brother Jimmy Uso, who's 4-6 at WrestleMania. Now, on the other side, Logan Paul's 3-1. So he's no slouch. He can get those wins. I mean, Logan has beaten Randy and Kevin Owens in a 3-way. So Logan Paul, while he might not have the ring experience, he 100% has the timing. He knows when to be there.
So with Jey Uso, right, he won the belt at last Mania, right? Is the bloom off the rose with him, basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
The Rumble moment was probably the apex for him.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. He's kind of come back down to earth since then.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and I don't know if they necessarily booked him the best either, but that's a different debate.
All right, let's get on to night 2 now. This is Sunday night, so let's start with the main event's going to be. World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. All right, Roman, right, Men's Royal Rumble winner, Punk won the title. My understanding is in November, right? At Saturday night's main event, it was vacated, and he beat Jey Uso in the match to win the vacated title. So I'll let you guys get into the details on the build. But for this match, how do you think the build's been, and what's your prediction? Tom, you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I'll let Vic get into the details of the build because he'll probably have a better feel for it than I do. But I think this has been a pretty good build. This has probably been my favorite build on the show. It's the one that feels realist. Like, you have Roman Reigns going on late night shows, taking pot shots at Punk. Punk's cutting great promos on Raw. These two should have a pretty good match. I go back and forth with who I think is going to win. There's talk that Roman's going to be around for the immediate future till maybe SummerSlam. So I'm thinking maybe Roman wins this title and they have a potential rematch at SummerSlam. But I really don't have a feel for who could win this match. I kind of hope Punk wins it because I've enjoyed him and his title run. I think he's been great since he's come back to the WWE. I think this should be a good main event. And for Punk, he finally gets his chance to be the real main event. I know that had been something he had never done before. He main evented night one last year. I don't know how many people consider that the main event. This is a guy who left, burned some bridges, looks like he's matured as a human being, came back. You've heard nothing but positive things about him since he's come back. So that's kind of put me in the corner of Punk for a guy that I don't think I would have said I was in his corner 10 years ago. So, but I think this should be a good match between two of the most entertaining guys in the company.
Well, to your point about Punk redeeming himself, Brian has been witness to me booing people who have cheered CM Punk in person.
That's true.
I'll stay consistent with that I do try to err on the side of being a good company man. And and for about a decade, I would not say that Punk was a good company man, but
I'd agree with you. He would too.
Yeah, but now people change. I mean, as I believe it was said in Rocky IV that if you can change and I can change, then everybody can change. So I think that Punk has definitely matured. I think that just the company taking him back at all tells you exactly how far Punk has matured as a person. He's still the same CM Punk, and there's nothing wrong with that. You got to be yourself. But I think that he's put the insult my former employer behind him, and he's definitely a good influence and a good role model to people who believe in themselves. CM Punk, if nothing else, believes in himself. Now, if you want to go to records, this is the one where someone has a clear winning record.
Can I guess who?
Go for it.
It's Roman.
Roman at 9-4 with a large winning record with multiple.
I love it.
Multiple. I will always salute the tribal chief. I will ride with the tribal chief. I will say that I really enjoyed Roman's selection of CM Punk because anybody on this planet can identify with hatred. And Roman did not pick CM Punk because he admires him, thinks he's a good champion, he wants to measure up against the best in the world. He picked him because he hates him. And CM Punk feels that Roman wouldn't even be in the WWE if not for him, because when Roman Reigns debuted over a decade ago, it was in support of CM Punk. And Roman Reigns feels that CM Punk is only in the WWE because he allowed it to happen. That with Roman's position in the company, that after CM Punk burned his bridges, it would make sense that you ask the quarterback, Roman Reigns, if it's okay for CM Punk to be back on the team. So each person feels that they've allowed the other person back in, but CM Punk is very, very, very smart. And I'll say that Roman Reigns, I want him to win because I am with the tribal chief and I'm not with CM Punk. Even though I respect CM Punk, CM Punk I admire his calculated intelligence where he insulted Roman Reigns' family. He insulted Roman Reigns' father who passed away recently. And there was a lot of bad blood between the two of them for that. and at the last second, CM Punk apologized to Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring, thus taking all of the anger away from Roman. So if Roman Reigns was looking to go into that match with blood hatred in his eyes and looking to rip CM Punk's head off, the last image that Roman Reigns has of CM Punk is CM Punk saying, "I apologize." So all of that anger that Roman Reigns is now gone. So I want Roman to win, but I will say that Punk will win.
It is an interesting way to go about it. I will say that. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, you suck, I hate you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I could. No, I think that's actually pretty creative, actually. So who do you think's gonna win?
See, I'm still debating. I think Roman's gonna win.
Roman. Okay, we're on the Roman train. And yeah, Vic, I remember actually that show that when Roman and the Shield, when they debuted. Do you remember that show? Do you remember where you and I were watching that show?
Was I think I was by you for that.
So we actually were at, oh man, what was that bar that was on 46?
Oh my, yes. It was either Pub or Lounge 46. One of them, yes. That was when we were going to the
That was it.
Yes.
That was when I think they still did pay-per-views, and that place did the pay-per-views every month.
A long time ago.
That was a while ago, man. But yeah, I remember me and Vic, we used to go to that just about every month to watch the show sometimes.
Yeah, I did omit that Punk comes in with a 3-5 record.
3-5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But 2 of those are ladder matches where you're taking on multiple people. So he doesn't
the bank, right?
He doesn't have too many one-on-one victories.
Fought some heavy hitters too.
Yes. That's what happens with a lot of people who have lesser records. It's because they are facing the best people.
Yeah, I remember he beat Jericho at one. I remember he lost to Taker, right? The one we were at. So yeah,
well, those would be the 3 wins. That he won 2 ladder matches and he beat Jericho.
There you go. Okay.
Nothing wrong with
next match on the card that I am looking at here. So Finn Bálor versus Dominik Mysterio, right? So you mentioned the Judgment Day stable earlier. My understanding is tension's been brewing for a while with those two, and Bálor seemed to have screwed Dom out of the Intercontinental title. So how's the build-up been for this one? Give me the prediction for who wins, and please tell me that with Dominik Mysterio, the background is that he's Eddie's son. Please tell me they've referenced anything like that in the past.
I'll let you go.
Take that?
Dominik has alluded a few times to Rey Mysterio, his alleged father, Rey Mysterio. He has,
there you go.
Yes, he has he has insulted his father and talked very fondly of Eddie Guerrero.
Look at that. 20-year-old story, still going strong. I like it.
Yes. So Dominik was forced into the Judgment Day against his will. He did not want to at first join, but then he embraced it. And Finn feels that he took Dom on as a very young man, and being that Finn is more seasoned, he looked to Dom as more of a protege, more of a son, like a father-son figure. And Finn has said recently that the only thing worse than getting beat by your father is getting beat by your stepfather. That's how Finn puts it. So Dominik, he comes in with a 1-3 record, but that 1 was from last year. So he might have shook off the first 3, because last year he won a fatal 4-way where he faced 3 other men and beat them all at the same time. So Dominik might have gotten off of it, to whereas like Finn, like Finn's record isn't as strong. It's 1-4. He beat Bobby Lashley. I wouldn't say that was a marquee win. I think that Dominik is more of a marquee talent when it comes to WrestleMania, but it depends on who's more motivated. I think that Finn is the better wrestler of the two, but I think that Dominik just has a little bit more motivation.
If you want to see, like, Finn, have you seen Dom wrestle at all or no?
Little here and there,
bro. If you want to see a guy get heat, this is the guy. Like, I might think Drew's the best heel in the world, I don't know if there's anybody who gets heat like Dominik Mysterio gets heat.
Yeah, does it have something to do with nepotism because he's Ray's son, and that's the reason he's there?
No, nothing to do with that.
Okay.
He does a fantastic job getting people to dislike him. Like, I don't even know how else to say it. They call him Dirty Dom. He loves it. He embraces it. It's just he's a great character. This has been festering for like a year and a half now. It's kind of feels like the Judgment Day has become Dom's group slowly over time, but it was always Finn's group. So it makes sense that they're finally having their big blow off match here. Selfishly, I hope Finn Bálor wins because I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and quite frankly, I think he's been wasted in WWE for a really long time. So maybe he goes over and he gets he gets a positive reaction, and that can start to lead to the next step for him as a wrestler. Maybe the Demon comes back, something like that. I wouldn't be shocked if we see the Demon maybe on Sunday as well.
I think they said, right? Is he going to wrestle as the Demon?
So there we go. So that makes sense. Maybe it's the start of the Demon character coming back, which kind of got him over. But it wouldn't shock me if they just put Dom over. I mean, he's one of their most important heels. Maybe they want to keep the Judgment Day strong. So neither result would shock me, but I'm hoping that Finn Bálor wins the match.
Yeah, I would be very happy for Finn to win. I'm going to say that Dominik needs to win.
That's fair.
But I think for some reason, I think Finn wins. I think that Finn will win. I think that I'm going to go with Finn winning. I think that Dominik has pushed a lot of people's buttons, and sometimes it's a good reminder to people that eventually you have to meet your maker. And, sometimes you have to, Dominik started his run of just being an evil person when he disgraced his father's name multiple times and really, put him out there as a deadbeat dad, that Rey Mysterio is more concerned with his career than his family, and that he never saw him growing up, that Rey was on the road all the time, and I wouldn't see him for the holidays. I might see it 3 times a year. And Dominik really drove that home and was pretty vicious about that. So that's where a lot of people don't like that when you want to just like sling mud like that.
There's some truth to that too, I would think. Of course.
Dominik. What turned for Dominik was when he approached his father during Thanksgiving dinner. So they were having Thanksgiving dinner at the Mysterio household.
Wait, they actually showed this on Raw?
Yes, and
it's hysterical.
And Dominik was not invited because Dominik was insulting his father enough to the point where he wasn't welcome at Thanksgiving dinner.
Amazing.
So Dominik went to Thanksgiving dinner anyway, which is grounds for trespassing if you're not welcomed into the house. So he was arrested that night, and ever since Dom did a night in jail, it really changed his life.
Showed up.
To tell me who was at the Mysterio Thanksgiving dinner? Who was at the table?
His mom, his sister.
Yeah. Dom's sister Aaliyah was there. The mother was there. So
Finn, he showed up.
I was trying to imagine if there were some crazy characters there.
Was it Mania or a different PLE where he showed up in the back of a cop car?
It would be WrestleMania, yes.
Unbelievable. Dude, Finn, unbelievable. His entrance was him getting out of the back of a cop car. It was unbelievable. Chained up still. It was awesome.
It's up there with Rusev in the Tank.
This guy knows how to get heat. He just does.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to look up the Mysterio family Thanksgiving.
Watch that later. It's hysterical. It's so good.
It's worth the watch. And then when he got out of jail, he ran into a few people that respected people who came out of jail.
Dude, if I was booking him in jail, I'd book him in like a cell. You'd see like the old Nails character would be in there, like in another cell.
Wrestler's jail.
All right, let's get to the next match on the card. So I got the United States Championship here. Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. Sounds like Trick debuted recently in January, and he's basically been messing with Sami, it seems like, from what I've read through the build-up for this one since then. So how's the build-up been for this? Who's your prediction to win here? And Vic, why don't you give us a little background on Trick Williams?
Okay, I omitted one compliment to Dominik, and then I'll get back to that. Mm-hmm. Is that look to Dominik to be the next Randy Orton.
Really?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I on that path, he has the lineage. When Randy first started, one of the most hated men on the roster. That Dominik is a future Randy Orton. But now I'll get to Trick Williams. So count me in. I am on the Trick wagon. I am all about whoop that Trick. I'm a Very, very, very big fan of Trick Williams. I am a consumer of NXT. NXT, their developmental brand, and he was quite the star in there. He's been a TNA champion, NXT champion. He's won multiple championships. Trick Williams is not afraid of the spotlight. So a little bit of a backstory that I found out about Trick is that he wanted to play football in college, and he went to South Carolina. He went up to Steve Spurrier's. He just went right into the building. He went right into the building, and took the elevator to the top floor and walked out, and he wanted to see Coach Spurrier. He got his son, and that's how he was able to get into football, that he wasn't afraid to go right up to the top guy, stare him right in the face, and get what he wanted. Also, tried to get onto the Eagles. He's someone who is not afraid of any spotlight. And he hasn't backed down, which is important, because when you get to WrestleMania, that's when you can get some butterflies. So I think that will serve him well, that he's not afraid of anything. Now, Sami Zayn, the thing with Sami Zayn is that he's a nice person. Like, Sami Zayn is a very good person, but when you run into someone like Trick Williams, who is not afraid of anybody, not afraid to go up to the head coach, not afraid to go up to the owner, not afraid to go up to anybody, Trick Williams is not afraid to go up to Sami Zayn and point out to him that he has more losses than wins. And Trick Williams is very quick to tell Sami Zayn that you need to leave the conversation. I'm talking to the general manager right now. I'm not interested in you. And to quote Trick Williams, grown folks are talking. So Trick Williams is very dismissive of Sami Zayn and basically doesn't want him anywhere near him, because Sami Zayn is someone who, through his eyes, can't get it done, but Trick Williams is someone who can get it done. So you need to leave, and I need to be here. Now, how does that make you feel if you're Sami Zayn? It doesn't make you feel good. So Sami Zayn is kind of battling right now if he should be a bad guy, be a good guy. He doesn't know if being a good guy is worth it in the end. So that's the battle where Sami Zayn is in. I think that Trick is going to go there with a head full of steam, but I think that inexperience could get the better of him. And I think that Sami Zayn, while he's conflicted, if he should flip the switch and kind of go into a darker place, I don't know if him going in with the championship is validation that being a good guy is worth it, or if he thinks maybe I should do just a little bit more to keep it. So Sami Zayn, like, he's going in with a 2-5 WrestleMania record. He doesn't have the best WrestleMania record. It's Trick's first shot at it. I want Trick to win, but I think that Sami Zayn will walk out as the winner.
Yeah, Trick Williams is awesome. He kind of feels like the next generation of superstar for this company. It's him and two other guys. One we've mentioned in Oba Femi. We'll touch on the third guy. They all made their debuts during the Royal Rumble, and it all feels like they have a little something to them. So for that reason, I think Trick should go over. I think it plays with the Sami storyline of now he's still trying to figure this out and being a good guy and doing the right thing. He still ends up losing his title. I think it will lead to a heel turn at some point, just not quite yet. I think for the WWE, this is a moment where, very similar to when you had Orton, Batista, and Cena on that one WrestleMania all those years ago. I think this is a time in which you could elevate the three guys we're going to talk about on night 2 of WrestleMania and start their trajectory of being those types of three guys for the company.
High praise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved too.
100%.
So I looked up the Mysterio family shenanigans. Yeah, I see. So they have a Thanksgiving one where Dom crashed with Rhea Ripley, and then he got arrested on Christmas Eve. I find it hilarious that for the family holidays, Rey Mysterio is still wearing his mask at Thanksgiving dinner.
He wears it all the time. You don't know?
Living the gimmick, man. I got to give him credit. Live that gimmick. And dude, I was just thinking, I mean, I feel like you got to just start doing clips like this for every holiday. Where's the New Year's one? Where's Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day? I mean,
once you get arrested, you learn not to do it again.
I guess that makes sense.
Good point.
All right, so let's go to the next one here. So the Women's Championship, right? I just mentioned Rhea Ripley. She won the Elimination Chamber match to earn a title shot at Jade Cargill. So what's the build-up been for this one, and what's your prediction for this one? Tom, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I mean, this is Rhea won the Elimination Chamber or the Rumble?
Maybe it was
So
yeah.
Rhea won the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, because Liv won the Rumble.
Liv won it. Yeah, the Rumble.
So Rhea Ripley won the Elimination Chamber. She ended up picking Jade Cargill. Things have started to turn into a work at times. We don't know what's real, what isn't real. It started to get a little personal. It does not seem that Jade Cargill is the most liked person backstage. Rhea Ripley, of course, is probably the most popular woman in the company. I mean, her look, her gimmick, everything about her is incredibly unique. She's very good as a worker as well. If I had to, I think Jade Cargill is going to win because I think this feud is going to continue. And I still think they think there's something there with Jade. But if Jade has ruffled some feathers backstage, I would not be shocked if they want to get the belt back on Rhea. Someone who just is unlike anything else they have in the company.
Yeah. I mean, that's very well said. I think that, so Jade comes in at 2-0 in WrestleMania, which surprises me because I didn't think that she was there long enough for that. It makes me think that she must have won on her debut. So she comes in at 2-0. Rhea comes in at 3-3. But Rhea has also been in much more high-profile matches. She's both defeated Charlotte Flair and lost to Charlotte Flair. So it's gone both ways for Rhea, and there's no shame in ever losing to Charlotte Flair. That's never shame in that. Rhea, to me, is the bigger star of the two. I think that Rhea needs the win. I don't think it would really help Jade to win the match. It would be very good for her. I think that Rhea winning would be a very good thing.
How long has Cargill had that title?
Not super long, right?
Okay. Not long. I feel that Rhea's just gonna win.
And they've tried to do the Rhea doesn't have to be champion thing where she's been with Io Sky and they've feuded with the Kabuki Warriors a little bit here and there, and it's been fine, but it just feels like in the women's title picture, the women's hierarchy, you're missing a star. And maybe Jade Cargill beating Rhea elevates her to that level, but if the company doesn't feel that, it would not shock me if they, put the belt back on Rhea.
Now, I have to address this, Tom, because you said ruffle some feathers backstage. Don't tell me they're talking about that on the show like that.
Well, no. I mean, I don't
if
know.
They're talking like that on the show. That reminds me of like 2000 WCW.
They haven't made mention of it. Jade had posted some stuff on Twitter that then Rhea posted something on her Instagram, and it was like stuff like that, which
I got you.
There's been some stuff said about backstage about how Jade Cargill isn't necessarily a team player. Speaking about CM Punk, how he was like that at one point, how Jade might not necessarily be a team player, and she took some shots at other women on the roster, and Rhea came to their defense. It just seems like, honestly, it seems like a bunch of stupid stuff that shouldn't be brought up, but we're dealing with pro wrestlers and young pro wrestlers too don't necessarily know how this stuff works. So I don't even know if it's been referenced on television, but there's definitely stuff floating around with this match.
Yeah, I saw recently that that Jade posted that she's been getting a lot of negative comments from people online. Like a lot of things that are just directed to her in a very bad way that's not really fair. And, it does kind of make me support her a little bit more. That you hate to see someone just getting ripped apart.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, when I heard something like, I hope the announcers weren't saying stuff like that.
No.
That reminds me of like Russo booking from back in the day.
It's no shoot stuff. It's just stuff that, it's been going on behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So our next match I'm looking at here, you referenced it earlier, 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. So Penta, Javon Evans, I don't know who he is. You guys will have to talk him up.
You will.
Dragon Lee, who I freaking loved from New Japan. I haven't seen him in forever, but he's awesome. I know him. JD McDonough, I have no idea who that is. Rusev is back, and our boy Rey Mysterio. So how's the build-up been? Why are there 6 guys here? Are we just trying to get everybody on the show? And who's your prediction for this one, Vic?
Well, this is definitely everybody on the show. This was also an open challenge. Penta went out there and said that he put in for it, that he wanted to take his championship and hang it above the ring and have an open challenge to anybody else who wanted to take it. So he called out the entire locker room. You have a lot of people in there that could really be bouncy in that match. To use that word specifically, Javon Evans is going to put on a show. I think that he'll steal the show.
Really?
Rusev, to me, is someone who is there for safety. Very strong person that could catch a lot of people. Like Rusev is not someone who I think would win. I don't think that JD would win. Like if I see 6 men, I just kind of start to go backwards through process of elimination, and I think that I would be a phony baloney if I come in here wearing a Penta and not go with Penta.
There you go.
So I got to go with the man who's currently on the shirt that I'm wearing, and I think that Penta calling everybody out and then winning would really be something for him. If Rey Mysterio is going to call it a career soon, you do need a number one masked superstar, and Penta is extremely marketable. He's had a long career, has a large fan base. He's someone that I first saw in Lucha Underground, which would be more than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him wrestle. He's only in one ladder match in the WWE, but he's had a lot of ladder matches in his career and a lot of good ones. He's someone who's not afraid to get on a ladder, go through a ladder, do whatever he has to do. I'm going to go with Penta winning. I think he should win and will win. But I think that Tommy has a couple of people he wants to talk about in that match.
Yeah, Javon Evans, Finn, he's number 2 of the 3 guys we're talking about. He wrestled in NXT. He made his debut in the Royal Rumble. He was awesome in the Royal Rumble. He's been taking off very quickly. Like, to me, he should win the title. He may not quite be ready for that yet, so it wouldn't shock me if the WWE hasn't put the title on him yet. But when I look at all the names on this list, outside of Penta, who's the current champion, or if Rey Mysterio intends to end in a year and you want to get a title on him so he can have one final run, this is the perfect stage to elevate a young talent who can be a superstar of the highest caliber for your company in the next 5 to 10 years. He may not be ready. It may be me rushing him, but he's in that group with Trick Williams and Oba Femi, who we'll probably touch on. We already have, but we'll talk about him a little bit more in a minute. Those are the big 3 for the next. You hear about New Japan all the time when New Japan kind of tries to set their federation up with their 3 main guys. At one point, it was Shibata, Tanahashi, and Nakamura. Those 3 that called up from NXT this year, from their first appearances in the Rumble. I think Trick was around a little bit before that, but the other 2 from their first appearance in the Rumble, you were like, these guys have something to them that nobody else on the roster has. That's Evans. He's going to stand out in this match. Ray will be awesome in this match. Penta will be awesome in this match. Dragon Lee will be perfect in this match. JD McDonough is there, probably be the comedy guy, and Rusev is probably the safe set of hands. Let me make sure he catches everybody. This is a ladder match on WrestleMania because they need to have a ladder match, but this match should be awesome. It wouldn't shock me if Penta retains. I'll be rooting for Javon Evans. I think that kid has a really, really bright future, and I'm one of those, let's start it now. Let's get this kid. Let's strap the rocket to his back now and let him fly.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be too shocking for him to win and then even lose on Monday Night Raw the next day.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen
that'd be a very big thing.
We have seen that happen before with Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona, who still has a lot of fan support from that one event where Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship, and then it was a very big Mania moment, and then the very next night he lost it, and I think Zack Ryder still has a lot of fans off of that. Like, so Javon could win, and then the next night lose, and everybody could rally behind him.
Yeah, Ryder will always have that moment.
Yeah, it's a great moment.
All right, last match we're going to talk about. We hinted at it earlier when we first logged on here. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. All right, on Oba Femi, I saw the video, I saw the confrontation, him taking out Brock. Right, Brock eliminated him in the Rumble. Brock had the open challenge. Femi answered the bell. So, how's the build-up been for this one, and who you guys think's going to win that match?
Oba Femi's gotta win this match. No, like he's gonna be the next guy. Like, he's impressive, physical. This will probably be like 15 minutes of these guys just suplexing each other all over the ring. It wouldn't shock me if Brock wins it because Oba can get the win back. But again, Oba is the 3rd guy of these 3 guys from NXT. Anytime I can put this guy over to help prep him to eventually become the champion, I would do it. So I hope Oba wins. It wouldn't shock me if Brock wins and they go, let's slow it down a little bit. Let Oba chase him a little bit. I don't know what Brock's schedule is. Like, I don't know if Brock's going to be around for the next couple months. So if he is, it wouldn't shock me if they have Brock win, but otherwise Oba should win this match.
I agree. I think that Oba should win this. I think that is a very, very big stage. Now when ESPN debuted their live events for WWE, they started with WrestlePalooza. And on that show, it was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
Mm.
And Brock Lesnar made very easy work of John Cena. So it wouldn't surprise me, being that it's on ESPN, that it could be extra motivation for Brock Lesnar to just do it again. And
wouldn't that bury the guy? Are we going to bury Oba by doing that, though?
That's my concern.
That's the problem.
Really?
That is the problem. It makes it for a very, very interesting match.
Yeah, there's a ton of intrigue around this match, like as there should be. Like this guy could become the next Brock Lesnar, right? Like that's why they're fighting each other on this year's Mania. Like, Oba has all the makings of being what Brock was at one point in his career. And when Brock showed up, they had Brock kill everybody. That's what Brock did. That's why he got over. I would do the same exact thing with Oba, but we'll see.
But when Brock debuted, within the first 8 to 9 months of his career, he beat The Rock for the World Championship.
I do remember that.
If Oba was to go through Brock and then call out CM Punk, let's say if CM Punk was to win, and if Oba was to win, and Oba just ate CM Punk for breakfast, you can't tell me he's not a superstar.
How long has he been on the active roster, this guy?
Since Rumble.
Yeah.
He debuted at the Rumble.
A couple months.
Yeah, he's debuted at the Rumble. And when I tell you, in those however many months, he is so over, because you just don't, it's the classic Vince thing, right? He loves the big guys because you don't see guys like that a lot. You can see all these guys that are 6'1", 6'2". You don't see guys like Brock Lesnar every day, and you don't see guys like Oba Femi every day. So in the 3 months he's been on the main roster, he is so ridiculously over.
Yeah, Oba is just something very special. Either person would be someone that if you went into the hardest neighborhood, you could just walk freely.
Yeah.
Like Brock Lesnar or Oba Femi could take you to the worst neighborhood in the world, and you could just walk around with your wallet in your hand and not have to worry.
And Oba Femi, what's his background? You said he's a track and field guy?
Yes. Now, this is a very dangerous human being. The same way that, Brock Lesnar is a very dangerous human. He's a UFC champion. He's a hunter. Brock Lesnar is not afraid of any living being in the world.
Freak of nature.
Brock Lesnar is one of one. Now, Oba, from Nigeria, he came to America, went to Middle Tennessee, went to Alabama, multiple sport athlete. If you're someone who is in the 6'5" neighborhood, in the 250 neighborhood, to say that you're a track and field person is, pretty scary. And to also have the strength where you're a shot putter and a champion at that, that's also something pretty scary. When you put all of that together and you're someone who just is not afraid of anybody, like you don't see any hiccup in his word. He doesn't look away. He looks right through Brock Lesnar. He doesn't blink. He doesn't look. There's no misstep. There's no second guessing of words. He just looks right through Brock Lesnar that I'm going to beat you and I am not scared of you. And you have two people who have no reason to be scared of anybody facing each other. There's no reason why Brock Lesnar should wake up every single day and be afraid of anybody. And Oba Femi feels the same way. So now you're really going to find out who the big guy is.
Wow, you sold that really well. I think you sold me on it.
This is the match, man.
This is on ESPN. This is on free, just on ESPN.
Just on ESPN.
Wow.
Now, what's interesting to me is that Saturday is one more match than Sunday. So does that mean that they are saving room for maybe an unscheduled match?
Yeah, that's what I think. I figure there'll be one more, some type of pop-up thing on Sunday, but they usually do the Hall of Fame stuff on Sunday, like walking everybody out. They'll do the attendance records on Sunday. So there is more time that we don't have as much time to kill on a Sunday. There's a lot of stuff they have to fill, but I agree with you. I think there's something that will pop up on Sunday.
Who's going in the Hall of Fame this year?
AJ, Steph.
Oh, AJ's going in?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
That was a really cool moment. Taker came out on Raw when AJ was like getting his last farewell, and Taker came out and surprised him. AJ had no idea that he was going into the Hall of Fame. It was a really cool moment.
It was beautiful. There's no other way to say it. It was actually really beautiful.
Especially when you're a fan of AJ.
I'm surprised AJ didn't have
Demolition is going in as well. So you also have Demolition going in.
Demolition's going in? Okay.
Yep. And you also get Psycho Sid.
No way.
Sid's going in, and Sid absolutely deserves to go in.
Right? So
it's a shame that Sid didn't go in while he was still alive, because he deserved to have a speech. Really, really underrated guy for this company. People don't realize it.
Yeah, I mean he was main event of WrestleMania. He's wrestled for the
I WrestleManias he main evented.
Beat Shawn for the title.
If I am correct, I didn't prepare for this, but I believe that Sid wrestled twice at WrestleMania, and I believe both matches were for the World Championship.
Yeah, he was right. He faced Hogan at was it 8 or 9? He faced Hogan, right? That was the match that ended in the DQ, and I remember he lost to Taker at I think it was 13. I want to say.
I mean, hey, it's very fitting because Sid used to call himself the master and the ruler of the world. And now, as his career ends with the Hall of Fame, Oba's begins as the ruler of WWE. So from one ruler of the world to the next ruler in Oba Femi.
I think that's a good way to. I think that's a good way to close it, folks. So, thanks for hanging in the loft with us, folks. Official Loft Sports Podcast can be found wherever you consume your podcasts. Please rate and review us on whichever platform you listen to your podcast. Check out our website, loftsportsusa.com. Please check out our articles, rate and review our articles. Feedback's very important for us. Let us know how we're doing. So, thanks, Vic, for joining us for our WrestleMania preview. We're going to wrap our NFL draft series on Friday. Tom and I are going to be talking about the safeties. And then next week, next Tuesday, we're going to do our mock draft 2.0. All of that leads up into next Thursday's draft. We're a week away from the NFL draft, guys. Crazy.
That time of the year.
Dude, and I'm tired of talking about it. I just want it to freaking happen.
You're tired of talking about it. I'm tired of watching it.
You've been watching enough film, dude. You've been watching like movies with the amount of film time you've been spending.
I'm sick of watching, guys. I want a little bit of my free time back.
I'm very excited for the draft. I mean, as a Tennessee Titan fan, sitting with a very good draft position, I'm hoping to get a little bit of help on the running back side.
Oh, he wants Love.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with Love.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Love at 4. I agree with you completely.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I do remember the worst draft day that I ever saw was not to get off topic of wrestling, but the worst draft day that I experienced was when I told Brian that I can't wait to go home and see who I got. And what I got was losing AJ Brown from the Titans to the Eagles. So I sat down wanting to get someone, and then I lost someone. Not that I run the team, but that's how I felt.
Yeah, that was a rough one, man.
That was probably the worst draft experience that I had. So I'm looking for a better one. I need a little bit of love.
So we got the draft coming up next Thursday. Hey, NBA playoffs are started. We got some play-in games. Tom and I are going to be breaking down the NBA playoffs. NHL playoffs are getting ready to start, so we're going to be talking about those as well. So some more bonus episodes coming your way. Follow Loft Sports on X, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on all 5 social platforms. We're under Loft Sports USA. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you soon.